Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, September 30th, at 3:26 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 685 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Justice Sonia Sotomayor says there's going to be a lot of disappointments in the law and encouraged people to change laws that you don't like. Rep. Jim Jordan's question about Democrats gets turned into a punchline about him. AP photos, India builds strategic tunnel project in Kashmir. Baltimore argues Catholic groups rally could bring violence. Police said they have detained an American Airlines passenger who walked on the wing of a plane after it landed in Miami. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano erupts, lava fountains form in park. Schumer announces agreement to prevent government shutdown. Reservoirs hit record lows as Californians face lingering drought. Kansas priest considered for sainthood is buried in Wichita. Whoopi Goldberg says Democratic Party sabotaged by far-left demands, we made ourselves the boogeyman. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Former French President Nicolas Sarkozy sentenced to jail for illegal campaign financing, CNN. Dow Jones Futures, market rally fizzles as Congress confronts huge deadlines, Investors Business Daily. COVID-19 hive updates, CDC says it's urgent pregnant women get vaccinated, The Washington Post. A COVID test costs $54,000, an ER told this patient, shots, Health News, NPR. Blink-182 as Mark Hoppus tells fans he is cancer-free, BBC News. A Hawaii volcano that recently erupted for 5 months has started spewing lava again, CNN. As deaths rise, vaccine opponents find a foothold in Bosnia, Yahoo News. How Asia, once a vaccination laggard, is revving up inoculations, The New York Times. Nikki Haley slams Biden for attending congressional baseball game amid Afghanistan, border crisis, Fox News. Palestinian woman tries to stab cop in Jerusalem Old City, is shot dead, police, The Times of Israel. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. 96-year-old accused Nazi concentration camp secretary on the run after trial no-show. Francis Sarkozy sentenced to year of house arrest in campaign financing case. Big myth about Trump, GOP leaders is busted in blistering new ad. Legal expert, detail in Weisselberg indictment could be bad news for Trump. Sean Hannity gets weird in super awkward exchange with Laura Ingraham. GOP wins congressional baseball and Democratic rep knocks it out of the park with response. GOP rep Jim Jordan's question about Democrats gets turned into a punchline about him. Senate poised to avert partial shutdown, funds government until December. Stephen Colbert rips into 2 Democrats over bizarre ransom note demands. Seth Meyers selects most disturbing Trump anecdote from new book. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. City clears homeless encampment under overpass. Woman says fake flower delivery man attacked her. Drowning victim had winning lottery ticket. Brewers reliever punches wall, fractures hand. Mother, stepfather charged in death of toddler. What to expect at Eminem's new restaurant. Firefighter out to prove she's tough as nails. Ovarian cancer survivor urges women to know the signs, see a doctor. Girl Scout donates over 1,300 hats to hospital. Couple claims they camp next to the laundries. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Ex-President Sarkozy sentenced to jail for campaign spending violations. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Craig. The Daily, Representative Pramila Jayapal on the Biden infrastructure plan. The right to health. Yale says its England map, once called a medieval treasure, is fake. What AUKUS means for U.S.-China great power competition. Why have traffic deaths surged in New York City? The pandemic made the finance industry's toughest test tougher. Divorce can be an act of radical self-love. Gabrielle Petito's story of alleged abuse is all too familiar. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Arizona mom arrested for allegedly shooting kids, one fatally, wanted them to go to heaven, reports. NFL Power Rankings 2021, top 10 teams ahead of Week 4. Carol Markowicz, parents fight school mask mandates for kids, just follow the science, they plead. Matthew Dowd nukes 175K tweets ahead of campaign for Texas Lieutenant Governor. Bichette homers twice, Blue Jays top Yang 6-5, Titan race. Dodgers slam 4 hours in 8th for 11-9 comeback win over Padres. Contending Mariners win for 10th time in 11 games, A's out. Bryant sacrifice fly lifts Giants to win no 104. Martinez helps Red Sox end slide with 6-0 win over Orioles. Rays clinch top seed in AL playoffs, stall Astros and West. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, September 30th. The next headlines are from the seventh most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Brian Laundrie went camping with parents after returning home without fiancée Gabby Petito. Lakers legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar slams unvaccinated NBA players. She's with us, Gabby Petito's family speaks out as Brian Laundrie remains at large. I like playing someone I'm a little bit afraid of, actor Elizabeth Mitchell on Outer Banks and Lost. Video, Fright Fest at Six Flags America turns into fight night as crowds turn violent. Government shutdown latest, what happens if federal agencies close? Pittsburgh fitness instructor who survived COVID-19 undergoes transplant after virus resurfaces and attacks heart. Backlog of cargo ships at Port of Los Angeles reaches boiling point. The next headlines are from the eighth most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Eco-warriors dump 3 tons of compost over Jeremy Clarkson's Range Rover. Albanian national accused of murdering teacher Sabina Nessa faces court for the first time. Cristiano Ronaldo's driver gives up after queuing 7 hours for petrol for Star's 220k Bentley. French ex-president Nicolas Sarkozy sentenced to 1 year for illegal campaign financing. Wayne Couzens, killer cops QC believes he should not die behind bars because there are worse crimes. Madagascar is set to welcome Britons, experience its exotic wildlife and colorful capital. Crunch, moment cyclist collides head-on with another rider using his phone on bike path. Death-defying leap, hare jumps over golden eagle as it swoops in for the kill. Manhunt for 96-year-old Nazi death camp secretary after she fails to turn up for her trial. Realistic flame-flickering solar lights to create a cozy atmosphere this autumn on sale Amazon. The following headlines are from the ninth most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Abe's legacy looms large for Kishida, the next Japanese prime minister. Lava flowing into sea creates delta, expands Spanish island. London police officer Wayne Couzens faces life sentence for Sarah Everard's murder. North Korea's Kim seeks better ties with South, but slams U.S. Red Cross director says crisis ahead in Afghanistan. Portugal has nearly run out of people to vaccinate. What comes next? Former French President Sarkozy found guilty of illegal campaign financing, receives 1-year sentence. Germany, wind turbine collapses hours before official launch. Dutch, German police arrest suspects in explosive ATM raids. Online Tiananmen Museum is blocked in Hong Kong as internet curbs widen. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Nicolas Sarkozy sentenced to 1 year for illegally financing 2012 election. California scrambles to ban ghost guns as untraceable weapons popularity soars. There's cameras everywhere, testimonies detail far-reaching surveillance of Uyghurs in China. Joe Manchin, America's climate decider-in-chief, is a coal baron. Mark Hertzgerd. Coronavirus live news, Ukraine reports highest daily cases since April, Denmark falls short on vaccination target. U.S. hospitals outfitting nurses with panic buttons to prevent assaults. Top Republicans rub shoulders with extremists in secretive right-wing group, leak reveals. Blink-182 bassist Mark Hoppus announces he is cancer-free. Hong Kong seeks to resurrect legislation to further crush dissent. Sacking Coman not the answer, insists De Jong after Barra crash at Benfica. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Manhattan elite believed she was an heiress. What's next for Anna Sorokin? Sarkozy convicted by French court in campaign financing case. Negotiations on Biden's infrastructure bill intensify at congressional baseball game. 100 years after Tulsa race massacre, survivors continue to seek justice in court. Where the LA Public School District stands as staff vaccine mandate looms. Watch, bear plays with tree swing. Watch, time-lapse shows lava from La Palma volcano reach ocean. Authorities, staff struggled with teen who died in custody. Select committee issues subpoenas to 11 associated with planning of January 6th rally. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Ecuador riot, police storm jail where 116 died in gang war. Israel foreign minister makes historic visit to Bahrain. Shakira, singer attacked by a pair of wild boars. Danish museum wants artist to pay back money after producing blank canvases. Britney Spears' father suspended as conservator. Waterspout hits German port city of Kiel, throwing people from boats. James Bond and MI6, is there fact in fiction? North Korea's Kim Jong-un offers to restore inter-Korean hotline. Climate change, money on the agenda at Milan talks. Canada Indigenous Children's Compensation Order upheld. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Project in Indian-run Kashmir aims to link Ladakh. Pattinson still cannot believe he's playing Batman. We will not go quietly. Women's March organizes over 500 marches nationwide for reproductive rights. AP Top Stories September 30th A. Earbud full of hate, how white supremacists use podcasts to spread propaganda. Hospital issues panic buttons to staff due to assaults. Alabama House approves $400 min COVID money for prison construction. Today's updates. Climate change disrupting fall foliage. AP NORC poll, half back Biden's COVID-19 mandate. Hurricane Sam to kick up life-threatening surf along East Coast this weekend. AP, RFID tags and guns could put U.S. troops at risk. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Black Lives Matter leader targeted in third swatting incident, the second since last week. Photo essay, Free Britney fans on why they support the movement. OC School District investigates poster that seemingly mocks Latino students. Man is shot by school police in South LA after allegedly harassing students. Man fatally shot by California Highway Patrol was unarmed, family attorneys say. Questions grow over Long Beach school officer shooting of 18-year-old woman. Guilty pleas in robbery of $500,000 watch at Beverly Hills Eatery. LA puts off vote on vaccination requirement for indoor venues. 4 ways Karen Bay's mayoral run will impact Washington. Sizzling temps, Santa Ana winds will descend on Southern California, raising fire risk. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, September 30th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. 96-year-old former Nazi death camp secretary flees elderly care home hours before trial was due to begin and remains on the run. She is charged with 11,000 counts of complicity in murder. Israeli settlers attack Palestinian village, wound toddler. Anonymous posts Taiwan flag, national anthem on China government site. Australia's indigenous elders break down as world's oldest living rainforest, and 160,000 hectares of country, handed back. Climate strike, under capitalism, we cannot save the climate. Leaked Apple training video show how it undermines third-party repair. Kim Yo-jong, sister of North Korean leader, promoted to nation's top ruling body. Indigenous children set to receive billions after judge rejects Trudeau challenges. U.S. friends in Latin America are turning to China. At least 100 dead in gang clash at Ecuador jail, 5 beheaded. Young woman dies of H5N6 bird flu in southern China. Slovenia police use water cannons at anti-COVID-19 pass protest. New Zealand makes plotting a terrorist attack a crime, fixing legal loophole. It's a problem, as society reopens, many still suffering from pandemic anxiety. More than 75% of Venezuelans now living in extreme poverty. The next headlines are from Forbes. Pharma billionaire AJ Piramal ups his stake in financial services with $4.7 billion acquisition of bankrupt mortgage lender. Tottenham Hotspur has little choice but to keep faith with Nuno Espirito Santo. FC Barcelona have 3 candidates in line to replace Ronald Koeman. Con's decade of growth with K-pop, how Seoul's international music conference grew to be global. North Korea's Kim Jong-un says he's willing to engage with South Korea, slams cunning U.S. A $10K prize made these excellent bow ties possible. Malaysian billionaire brothers IOI wins Marina Bay site, upbeat over Singapore property outlook. India's red-hot edtech sector creates its newest unicorn. Biodiversity is the way in this Chilean vineyard. What's going on with the NBA's Lonzo Ball tampering case? The next headlines are from Nature.com. Heat management with a twist in layered materials. Stem cells, highlights from research. China's pledge on overseas coal, by the numbers. Podcast, starting up in science. Structural strains of misfolded tau protein define different diseases. The Clear Space Foundation. The next frontier for human embryo research. Skillful precipitation nowcasting using deep generative models of radar. Mercury stable isotopes constrain atmospheric sources to the ocean. How to turn waste wood into industrial treasure. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,734,839,959 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. BBC swoops on Marie Antoinette from the favorite writer Deborah Davis exclusive. Coldplay and BTS reveal futuristic My Universe video. NBA taps Bollywood star Ranveer Singh as India brand ambassador exclusive. LGBTQ-led multitude films digs into issues and filmmakers that others may overlook. No Time to Die opens on top at Korea box office. PBS leads documentary Emmy tally thanks to POV, Frontline, full winners list. The Batman, Robert Pattinson teases DC fandom surprises with Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman. George Clooney Brad Pitt project lands at Apple with John Watts directing. Women in Films Hire Her Back program focuses on systemic problem in bees. Netflix says its Tim fan event garnered more than 25 million views. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. The push for internet voting continues, mostly thanks to one guy. The bill for his COVID test in Texas was a whopping $54,000. The second largest racial group in the U.S. is some other race, most are Latino. To combat meth, California will try a bold treatment, pay drug users to stop using. A riot in a massive prison in Ecuador has left more than 100 inmates dead. Are you pregnant? The CDC really wants you to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Shadowed by controversy, NASA won't rename new space telescope. Macy's wants to block Amazon ads from a giant billboard next to its flagship store. The House passes a bill to avoid a debt default, but it's mostly symbolic. House panel subpoenas the organizers behind a rally that preceded the Capitol attack. The following headlines are from The Week. The sucking political void of Democratic centrists. Democrats should take what they can get. Participants in 2022 Beijing Olympics will never leave closed-loop bubble while in China. Late-night hosts seek clarity, find dark humor in the Democrats' legislative hostage mess. Brutal gang war inside Ecuador prison leaves at least 116 inmates dead, 5 of them beheaded. Determined to play football after losing his sight, this teen is now a starting quarterback. Corey Lewandowski exiled from Trump world, again, after Trump donor sexual advances complained. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem calls allegation of affair with Corey Lewandowski total garbage. Blink-182's Mark Hoppus reveals he is cancer-free, I feel so blessed. January 6 Select Committee issues subpoenas to organizers of pro-Trump rally. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. All in the family. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Even the quiet supermassive black holes are blasting out neutrinos and gamma rays. Landsat 9 joins a fleet of Earth observation satellites. Mars has seasons, and they might have revealed where it's hiding its water. Dozens of robots competed to race through underground caves. Lunar landers could spray instant landing pads as they arrive at the moon. Aging white dwarfs become even more magnetic. NASA's Human Space Exploration Division is being split in two. How much carbon dioxide snow falls every winter on Mars? Vera Rubin Observatory should find 5 interstellar objects a year, many of which we could chase down with spacecraft. China's first space station crew is back from orbit. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, September 30th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. 23 species proposed for delisting, now extinct. Fossil footprints are oldest found in Americas. Solar superflares hit Earth multiple times. Mushballs explain missing ammonia on ice giants. The next news is from Politico. The transatlantic relationship descends into a food fight. Brexit is going badly, say Brits in new poll. Biden officials split on COVID-19 boosters as they plot course for winter. Democrats dial back drug pricing plans to win over moderates. How the pandemic taught farmers to love online sales. White House gives a wink to progressives as they threaten Biden's infrastructure bill. North Korea's Kim seeks better ties with South, but slams U.S. Lewandowski cast out of Trump operation after allegation of unwanted sexual advances. Biden administration says it will again try to end Trump's Remain in Mexico policy. Opinion: don't believe Democrats when they say a $3.5 trillion bill costs nothing. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Delightful if Queensland burned through its vaccine supply, young. Experts back decision not to lock Queensland down but clock is ticking. State border controls in question ahead of Christmas. Australia News Live, Victoria records 1,438 new local COVID-19 cases, 5 deaths. NSW records 941 new cases, 6 deaths. Queensland records 5 new cases. India on top early in historic Gold Coast test. Federal cash cutoff leaves Victorian businesses in limbo. Man charged, hunt on for 10 others after violence at anti-lockdown protest. Former President Sarkozy sentenced to a year's house arrest. Lockdown lifting could be delayed if grand final case spike becomes trend. Back to back, Gone eyeing Demons premiership at MCG. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Kelly Blue Book, how does the Volvo XC40 Recharge compare to the VW ID4? NerdWallet, learn to be a better negotiator, here's how it can improve your finances. Next Avenue, 1 in 5 older Americans say they used up their savings or lost their main source of income because of the pandemic. The Big Move, my 76-year-old mom is in assisted living, but still owns a rental home. How can we use it to fund her long-term care? As Facebook faces fire, U.S. laws protecting kids' online language behind Europe. Capitol Report, Senate Democrats tee up bill that would just prevent government shutdown. Meme money, meme traders see red as heavily shorted stocks grow scarcer and old names fall. Chamit Palihapitiya says he sold his Tesla stake to fund other investments. The Moneyest, my elderly stepfather and his pastor opened a bank account together. Is this normal? The Moneyest, my husband and I took care of his mother for 4 years. His brother said we could have her house, now he wants to kick us out. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Obtaining Chinese patents on AI-related inventions. I am. Dover Court William Freeze Green exhibition takes place. Echo. The Viewpoint, on the horns of a dilemma, inventorship of AI-generated inventions, bar and bench, Indian legal news. Has racism become benign? Table Talk, Forbes. Accenture Federal Services names Dr. Jennifer Sample as Applied Intelligence Practices Growth and Strategy Lead, Executive Gov. Op-ed, gutting IP rights will upend university research, a font of innovation, the Center Square. Dr. Jennifer Sample named Accenture Federal Services Applied Intelligence Growth and Strategy Lead, Joplin Globe. Compulsory licensing and margin rights in COVID-19 vaccine production. New Jersey Law Journal, law.com. Third-party observations of patent applications and re-examination of patents in Singapore, intellectual property, Singapore, Mondak News alerts. What patent owners need to know about financing life sciences disputes. I am. The next headlines are from Quartz. A change to a Tesla LinkedIn profile renews speculation about an India gigafactory. What other carriers can learn from Indigo, the upstart that became India's favorite airline. Warby Parker's eye-popping IPO. An anonymous Twitter account is delivering the most stinging critiques of India's gig economy. France is trying to protect booksellers from Amazon. Is it a decade too late? The bullwhip effect. Sub-Saharan Africa is lagging behind in mobile broadband coverage. Therapy sessions will be free for French citizens starting in 2022. We need anti-heroes in the boardroom to spark progress in the workplace. Global energy price spikes will get worse before they get better. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Misquoting Einstein is fast and stupid, but not accurate. Content moderation case studies. Coca-Cola realizes custom bottle labels involve moderation issues, 2021. Clearview suffers brief bout of better judgment, drops subpoena demanding activists' communications with journalists. The vital role intermediary protections play for infrastructure providers. Microsoft CEO politely confirms Trump TikTok fracas was dumb, performative, nonsense. Daily Deal, Spreeder Speed Editor VIP. Core to Sheriff, sending an officer to tell a teen to delete Instagram posts is so very obviously a rights violation. The Shop Safe Act is a terrible bill that will eliminate online marketplaces. The rule of fences, and why Congress needs to temper its appetite to undermine internet service provider liability protection. Genshin Impact developer goes with extremely fan-friendly fan art for commercial sale policy. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Sarah Everard. Katie Nolan. Tommy Kirk. Ivory-billed woodpecker. Fat Bear Week. Arlington Heights. Devin Williams. Kelly Price. Juventus vs Chelsea. Benfica vs Barcelona. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. 96-year-old Nazi death camp secretary goes on the run before trial in Germany. EU could revise visa-free travel scheme with Ukraine, Moldova and Georgia over abuses such as unfounded asylum claims, EU observer. North Korea's Kim Jong-un offers to reopen inter-Korean hotlines, tells South to drop delusions of provocations from Pyongyang. Is US about to go bust? RT's Boom Bust finds out. Absolutely wounded Tyson Fury admits anger at Anthony Joshua blowing mega money bout after Usyk defeat. Palestinian woman killed by Israeli police after attempted knife attack near Al-Aqsa Mosque. Former French President Sarkozy sentenced to 1-year jail term over illegally financing 2012 election campaign. If YouTube's block of RT's German channels is about misinformation, when will MSNBC and CNN be banned for Rusiagate conspiracies? Slovenian police used tear gas and water cannon as rally against COVID-19 pass mandate gets chaotic, video. Russian cybersecurity firm boss arrested on high treason charges in secret police raid after allegedly spying for foreign nation. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. The SEC is cracking down on SPAC accounting yet again. World Bank China rigging scandal highlights Beijing's malign influence at UN experts. England has higher university tuition fees than US. Spain's inflation levels hit 13-year high driven by increasing energy costs. War in Syria heating up again, prompting tense Putin-Erdogan summit. UK energy crisis shows danger of net zero emissions policies, Aussie Senator. We will not comply. Red states should offer sanctuary to businesses, military, and medical personnel. Watch, NYC garbage truck drags dining shed 10 feet with patrons inside. Why the globalists hate populism. Victim stunned after international court drops probe into U.S. war crimes in Afghanistan. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano eruption in full swing, USGS. Duterte drug war critic nominated to run as Philippine president. Vietnam to end COVID lockdown in Ho Chi Minh City. Ecuador declares emergency in prisons after 116 inmates killed. Ethiopians in 3 regions go to polls in delayed election. Francis Sarkozy convicted of illegal campaign financing. Vaccine apartheid, the global south fights back. U.S. general says Afghanistan collapse rooted in Trump-Taliban deal. Tunisian politicians call for resumption of parliament. Asia's pandemic waste emergency. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Joe Manchin ahead of House vote, I cannot support trillions in spending. Donald Trump severs ties with Corey Lewandowski after sexual harassment allegations from Republican donor. Sebelius, unvaccinated are like secondhand smoke, they can make me and my family sick. Missouri men arrested for allegedly locking missing woman in cage. GOP rep masked, we left U.S. equipment and 13 people died, I don't know how Milley calls Afghanistan evacuation a logistical success. Biden booed as he attends congressional baseball game before critical infrastructure vote. Abbott, we will see replications of exactly what we saw in Del Rio. Abbott, I'll absolutely hire any Border Patrol agents fired over vax mandate. Kristi Noem denies disgusting rumors of extramarital affair with Corey Lewandowski. Study, homeschooling now a viable educational choice. The next headlines are from UPI News. Watch, firefighters extract trapped kitten from metal pipe in Texas. Overdue book returned to Toronto Library after 43 years. Watch, Florida man captures alligator in garbage bin. Canadian man wins his second big lottery prize from the same game. Kangaroo escapes from circus in Germany, flees into the Black Forest. Watch, Hot Wheels track with 10 loops breaks world record. Watch, Maine fisherman's accidental 600-pound tuna catch benefits soup kitchen. Watch, sculpture of Humpty Dumpty on a toilet stolen in Wisconsin. Giant tooth sculpture made from toothbrushes earns world record. Watch, orange lobster at Arizona restaurant donated to aquarium. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. This is what it looks like when a black hole snacks on a star. They brought scouting to 10,000 Afghan kids, and just got permission to continue by the Taliban. A grocery line where slower is better, supermarkets open chat checkouts to combat loneliness among elderly. First F trucks roll off Rivian assembly line in Illinois, watch Giddy test drives, quickest thing I've ever driven. The world's longest 3D printed concrete bridge erected in the Netherlands. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, September 30th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. These 23 species, including the ivory-billed woodpecker, are now extinct. Pathetic little wheel boy. In Michigan, the city of Hamtramck's attorney ruthlessly mocks local activist in a wheelchair. Daughter of Hitler Mussolini accused of spreading Nazi propaganda in Brazil. A Korean man is being inundated with over 4,000 calls the day after his phone number was used on Netflix hit Squid Game. A principal at a Philadelphia elementary school ordered pizza for 400 students after food services staff didn't show up, with the school district citing a staff shortage. Grantastic, Tarn 78-year-old proves she is fastest granny in the world after running up Tatras in less than 2 hours. Squirrel stores thousands of nuts inside man's parked truck. Seawater is salty not because of sperm from blue whales. Turkish man presumed missing attends search efforts for himself. New York police seize illegal vans that were advertised on Airbnb as a cheap glamping experience for $100 a night. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Join the live stream of the TNW conference main stage. Google's new AI wants to supercharge contextualized search results. How AMD made its big GPU launches happen during the pandemic. Researcher banned from Facebook beseeches Congress to regulate social media. Amazon tells Tesla to hold its bearing contest for stupidest robot ever built. Polestar SPAC brings its value to a mammoth $20 billion. Rolls-Royce announces its first F and I'm crying tears too of joy. How human rights by design can save us from AI misuse. QR codes could be the next target for cybercriminals. Here's how to protect yourself. Beethoven never finished his 10th symphony. Computer scientists just did. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Researchers discover unknown childhood genetic condition and its potential cure. ECMO Life Support offers sickest COVID-19 patients a chance to survive, but a slimmer one than once thought. European fishing communities face their own specific climate risks. Wiggling worms suggest link between vitamin B12 and Alzheimer's. How sepsis need not be fatal. New tool predicts changes that may make COVID variants more infectious. Expanding the genetic code with quadruplet codons. What are ideal blood sugar levels for preventing repeat strokes, heart attacks? Stress of COVID-19 pandemic caused irregular menstrual cycles, study found. Extending LEGO's reach into the cosmos. The next headlines are from Information Week. Think adaptive, creative, and resilient to drive growth. How to know when to abandon an underperforming cloud provider. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, September 30th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Thomas L. Friedman, do Democrats have the courage of Liz Cheney? Will Bagley, Utah historian who chronicled Mountain Meadows Massacre, dies at 71. Be 22% better, Utah football team remembers the life of slain player Aaron Lowe at candlelight vigil. Snow Basin's first hotel will be a Club Med, as local favorite gets a major makeover. Mormon land, is the church in the midst of a sea change, and how might it navigate the rocky waters? Brother of missing Utah conservationist died of hypothermia, autopsy shows. Gravel spill causes major delays on Interstate 15 in Salt Lake County. Utah lawmaker invited GOP caucus to reception with COVID-19 vaccine skeptic. Larry H. Miller Group sells its foundational car dealerships to Georgia company for $3.2 billion. YouTube bans false vaccine claims and aim to fight widespread COVID-19 vaccine misinformation. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. iOS 15 messages bug causes saved photos to be deleted. FAA clears Virgin Galactic Spaceship 2 for flight after probe into July incident. CRISPR gene editing experiment partly restores vision in legally blind patients. Google Maps tracks global warming with new fire layer, tree canopy tool. AI completed Beethoven's unfinished 10th symphony. New grift horse malware infects more than 10 million Android phones. The first reviews of Rivian's R1T electric pickup. Rolls-Royce plans to stop making gas-powered cars by 2030. U.S. attempts to slow China's innovation rate. Apple AirTag bug enables Good Samaritan attack. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Winning Powerball numbers for $570 million drawing announced. Guns N' Roses warns of ticket scams targeting its November charity event. Unified Nightlights provides opportunities for all abilities. Cardinals fans' expectations rise with playoffs approaching. Walmart releases list of hottest contested toys for 2021 holidays. Thousands ask Parson to spare Missouri man set to be executed next week. New music exhibit at Missouri History Museum features blues legends. Warm, dry weather helps Way of Lights get jump start on holiday preparations. St. Louis Task Force reports spike in new COVID hospitalizations. Former Lorton officer admits to stealing $60K by lying about work hours. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Encinitas Council narrowly approves new safe parking program site for homeless. Family lawyer of mother, child killed in Petco Park Fool says wrongful death suit imminent. County reports just over 500 new COVID-19 cases, 12 deaths. District, student leaders pitch benefits of vaccine mandate day after vote. Police union leaders argue vaccine mandate would cause officer exodus. Police identify mom, son killed in fall from Petco Park concourse. Judge suspends Britney Spears' father from conservatorship. SDPD identifies motorcyclist suspected of firing at officer before police shooting. Officials say stunt pilot caused Carlsbad plane crash scare, major search effort. Death of Las Colinas detention inmate under investigation. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. China announces plan to build new carrier-based fighter jet. U.S. Army awards new contracts for latest night vision goggles. South Korea launches new 3,000-ton class submarine. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. The inside story of the Peace Corps in China. Government announces 3-year plan to tame China's algorithms. Can cheap robots solve Chinese labor shortages? Zhoushan, Britain's forgotten and first colony in China. This is the No Views Daily Automated Podcast News. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, September 30th, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Nonprofit provides free meals to those in need on Treasure Island. Lafayette leaders discuss safety after crossing guard hit, killed by driver. Hundreds show up for Marin COVID-19 booster vaccine clinic. CDC issues urgent alert for pregnant women to get COVID-19 vaccine. Livermore activates water restrictions amid drought. SF Giants host fundraiser to raise awareness for Alzheimer's. Hawaii County officials say Kilauea volcano eruption is contained to Halima, Suma, Sioux crater, no residents in danger. First snowfall dusts California's Mammoth Mountain. CPUC leader steps down 5 years early amid threats of wildfire, power outages. I love him, Dolly Parton says Lil Nas X's version of Jolene is really good. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Bichette powers Jays past Yanks, Al wildcard race Titans. City of Big Shoulders shrugs off Bears' threat to leave town. U.S. prison warden in California accused of inmate sex abuse. Women's March events this weekend to focus on reproductive rights. Paris hits 48th homer, leaves hurt, Royals beat Indians 10-5. What do readers think about the Bears moving to Arlington Heights? The Bears to the Burbs, what comes next in team's $197.2 million purchase of Arlington Parkland? SUV crashes into Addison restaurant. Hastert settlement with accuser finalized, but no details public. Spitting, shoving, racial epithets, aviation workers want action on air rage. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Former Washington gods, Gregoire and Locke endorse and Davison for Seattle City Attorney. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Sam 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Victor 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Mindel 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Volcanic eruption is ongoing for Kilauea in United States. Drought is ongoing in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Cameroon, Nigeria. Drought is ongoing in Angola. Drought is ongoing in United States. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, September 30th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Scattered storms return Thursday. Neighbors want illegal after-hours club closed after deadly shooting in West Houston. Uvalde Road in East Houston deals with a violent crime that left a woman dead for second time in a week. Army vet from Philly catches gator in trash can outside Florida home. Teen charged with murder in his twin sister's stabbing death. Is Texas prepared for another winter storm? Some experts don't think so. Women-led co-op honors family traditions with frozen Mexican treats. Senate to vote Thursday on stopgap bill to avert shutdown. Elderly woman dies after car goes over barrier in crash on Southwest Freeway. Cast of the Wonder Years digging the vintage 1960s vibe of clothes, props, sets. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Nazi camp secretary skips German trial, sought on warrant. World shares mostly higher after U.S. averts shutdown. Afghan girls soccer team in Portugal gets surprise visit. China, U.S. in talks on military relations amid strained ties. Foreigners in Taiwan get info on Pfizer BioNTech shot in 5 languages. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. You have questions about New York City's new school quarantine rules, we have answers. Extra extra, The Sopranos is the most accurate reflection of contemporary America. Romer Bearden's Black Manhattan is a reflection of 1960s Harlem. National homicide rate rises in FBI report, and is reflected in New York State. It was a stump speech, Letitia James tests waters at Power Breakfast while defending Cuomo report. Former NYC Health Commissioner Dr. Mary Bassett appointed new NY State Health Commissioner. Beloved Persian spots offer expands with new Brooklyn Cafe. Early edition, you can go glamping on the Hudson Valley Farm with Tony Soprano's horse. Videos, musicians hosting joyful, DIY performances on fire escapes in Harlem. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Transforming global food systems equitably and sustainably requires the private sector. We Are One, musical performance King Flav reveals that we are interconnected. Leprosy has a cure, so has prejudice, says Miss Universe for Brazil. Alleged reprisals and intimidation against 240 who cooperated with UN. Afghanistan, rapid decline in public health conditions, WHO warns. Delivering on the promise of health for all must include gender equality and SRHR. UN launches initiative to support returnees trapped in Syria camps. Transform food systems to avert $400 billion annually in loss and waste. Families of missing migrants, forced to search alone. The end of World Bank's Doing Business report, a landmark victory for people and planet. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Military leaders saw pandemic as unique opportunity to test propaganda techniques on Canadians, Forces report says. U.S. Marine who sought accountability for all military leaders over Afghanistan withdrawal is jailed, report. UK government report, vast majority of Delta variant deaths are vaccinated people, not unvaccinated people. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. House panel subpoenas organizers of January 6 Trump rally. Fighting wave of misinfo, YouTube bans false vaccine claims. Did Draymond Green wear a FCK it, vaccine shirt? Dollar Tree breaks the $1 barrier as costs take a bite. Idaho respiratory therapist treating COVID patients shares emotional moment in viral video. Health workers once saluted as heroes now get threats. First all-black team will try to climb Mount Everest. Judge blocks key NYPD tactic, scouring sealed arrest records. Photos spark flurry of rhetoric about whips at the border. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Facebook posts distort Robert E. Lee's actions and views on slavery. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. The bonkers lawsuit to stop the Pentagon's vaccine mandate. The Gospel of Gwen Shamblin, the weight loss cult leader who poisoned women's brains. How did this couple's holiday end with a woman gunned down? The racist obsession with NBA vaccinations versus Hollywood. Full decor you need in your life right now. Progressives come to their put up or shut up moment. Grim Reaper Mitch McConnell is coming to kill the economy. The next cocktail book collecting obsession. This liberal city defunded the police, now it's paying cops to stay. Does Jon Stewart still want to be funny? The next headlines are from the New York Post. The friendship and pain you didn't see when Maris and Mantle chased home run immortality. Former French President Nicolas Sarkozy convicted in campaign financing case. 2 women accused of drugging, robbing Miami Beach tourist. Gimpy Luke Voigt strikes out in first at bat in a week for Yankees. Jonathan Loaisiga comes up big for Yankees in return from IL. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. The Milky Way diagnosed with a broken arm. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. When will Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine be available for children? Ivory-billed woodpecker, 22 other species declared extinct. Toxic gas warning as lava from Spanish islands volcano hits sea. NYC sets vaccine deadline for school staff. Air pollution linked to nearly 6 million premature births in 2019. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. 116 people killed in massive prison riot between gangs in Ecuador, 5 people beheaded. Alex Murdla's wife saw divorce attorney over a month before she and her son were killed, report. Dollar Tree hikes prices of certain items to above $1. Disgraced Olympic gold medalist Clete Keller wants to make amends for involvement in January 6 Capitol attack. Aladdin performance on Broadway cancelled due to COVID breakthrough. China kills 3 house cats infected with COVID-19. Amusement park accused of body-shaming children with weight tests. Oscar Mayer launches street meat apparel collection. Biden, Dems work keep legislative agenda on track in the federal government open. How would a federal government shutdown affect New Yorkers? The following headlines are from military.com. Remember to apply for increased by Friday. Officials, nurse arrested in COVID-19 card fraud case involving VA hospital. Russian fighter jets intercept U.S. bomber near disputed island north of Japan. U.S. troops go to court seeking vaccine exemption for those who've had COVID-19. COVID-19 outbreak slows Marine officer training at Quantico. U.S. general, Afghan collapse rooted in 2020 deal with Taliban. 94% in Air Force, vaccine reluctance falls away as deadline approaches. Fat Leonard in upcoming podcast boasts of holding U.S. Navy in palm of his hand. Crapshoot sentencing by court-martial juries likely to end, advocates for new legislation say. North Korea says hypersonic missile made first test flight. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. It's a competition of Catholic values, suburban Catholic school conflicts over gender pronouns, same-sex marriage highlight tension between church and flock. 4 bystanders, 1 suspect wounded in Westtown shooting, police say. Man, 72, shot in Southside paintball attack. Odd death pact preceded stabbing of former Northwestern professor's boyfriend, alleged accomplice testifies. A Chicago Bears move to Arlington Heights would be a win-win too many, but about the traffic and construction. Chicago Bears sign a $197.20 purchase agreement for Arlington Heights racetrack land, taking the next step in a potential move from Soldier Field. State help for a new Bears stadium would be a tough sell, Chicago lawmaker calls the potential move a gut punch. Chicago's Soldier Field. Wife of Illinois man killed in Amtrak crash files wrongful death suit. Bears fans weren't shy about offering their opinions about a potential move out of Soldier Field and Chicago. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Critical groundwater supplies may never recover from drought. Coral microbiome is key to surviving climate change, new study finds. Australia's Daintree rainforest returned to indigenous owners. Why climate change is making it harder to chase fall foliage. Virgin Galactic says FAA has cleared it for further flights. Extending our reach into the cosmos with new mirror coatings. Low oxygen levels along Pacific Northwest coast are a silent climate change crisis. Environmental groups welcome volunteers back to oyster planting in Baltimore Harbor. Researchers integrate optical devices made of multiple materials onto single chip. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, September 30th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Everest Delta 8 review, why it's our top choice. Animals that take advice from bacteria. When wolves adopt their rivals' pups. How would humans decompose on Mars? How COVID-19 variants could outsmart vaccines. Can healthy foods be toxic? Why another COVID-19 surge could devastate U.S. hospitals. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Nordics call on handball to review women's bikini uniform. Athletics investigators take over Belarus Olympic case. Low-cost fashion chain H&M sees sales pick up after virus. For migrants in Greece, road to new life is through Albania. World Bank leader arrives in Sudan, first visit in 50 years. Women who survived Spanish flu, World War succumbs to COVID. Leading off, Braves and Astros can clinch, Magbum in San Fran. As deaths rise, vaccine opponents find a foothold in Bosnia. The following headlines are from mercurynews.com. Horoscope September 30th, 2021, Marion Cotillard, put your heart into what brings you the most joy. Bridge, September 30th, 2021. Word Game, September 30th, 2021. Harriet Cole, I'm embarrassed by my husband's nastiness in public. Miss Manners, they're parking closer and closer to my lawn. Ask Amy, the bride is worried about this family's wedding costumes. Dear Abby, his fear of going to prison has paralyzed him. Photos, the Giants beat the Diamondbacks 1-0. Oakland A's officially eliminated from postseason contention with 12th straight loss to Mariners. Hercules, 3 arrested in connection with Starbucks robbery. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Poll, most Americans support bathroom bills, segregating sports by sex, not gender identity. John Kennedy, Kamala Harris should stop saying stupid stuff instead of hiring crisis manager. Corey Lewandowski out at Trump super PAC amid sexual misconduct allegations. Ted Cruz applauds unvaccinated NBA stars, I stand with Kyrie Irving. DHS rebuild Trump-era remain in Mexico immigration policy. Gordon Klein, professor suspended for refusing to give black students easier final exams, sues UCLA. Arkansas bill creates antibody exemption for vaccine mandate. Illegal migrants turn to drain pipes to sneak into U.S. Bob Good mocked for invoking MLK as hecklers disrupt anti-critical race theory speeches. House Democrats narrowly passed legislation to suspend debt ceiling. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Rep. Jerry Nadler, whose son works for Chevron's lawyers, is silent on Stephen Donziger case. U.S. sanctions blamed as Venezuela laments frozen order for medicine. Chicken severely mistreated at humane California slaughterhouse, new video alleges. A legacy of corruption and abuse, the post-9/11 immigration mega-bureaucracy. How police and armed groups turned the pandemic into a human rights crisis. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, September 30th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. 15-year-old girl reported missing from Humboldt Park. Bears predictions, Week 4 versus Lions. Man charged with fatally shooting food delivery driver in near West Side. Courtney Vandersloot's playoff excellence has Sky soaring. Horoscope for Thursday, September 30th, 2021. City announces $2.30 relief fund for artists and creative workers impacted by pandemic. Fire dismiss wiki, but hard questions remain for man's widow, hides. Mike Royko on the Bears, Arlington Heights, and Richard J. Daley, a copyright on Chicago? Intelligence at the root of the problem, Jon Stewart's funny, thought-provoking new series. Things to do at museums and galleries in Chicago. The next headlines are from the Times of India. This evidence by Google could embarrass Microsoft. IPL Hive, Hyderabad aim to check Chennai's march. Stop tagging me, I'm not former CM of Punjab. Kannada TV actress Saujanya dies by suicide. 29 MBBS students test positive for COVID-19 in a Chem hospital in Mumbai. How to find your lost iPhone even it is turned off. Star drag flicker Rupinder Pal Singh quits international hockey. Sidhu, Chani at Punjab Pawan for meeting, top developments. Tata Motors announces unveiling date of Punch. After meeting Amit Shah, Amrinder meets NSA Ajit Doval. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, September 30th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Things to do. Upcoming food and drink events in Houston this fall 2021. Over 1.2 million Harris County marriage licenses now online. Best of Houston 2021, Best Barbecue Brisket. Young Puda taps into Houston nostalgia with Forever Tippin'. Best of Houston 2021, Best Breakfast Tacos. Twitter data names Deshaun Watson as most hated NFL player in Texas. Things to do, see Mike Barfield's backyard dance party at the Continental Club. Best bets the week of September 30, October 6, 2021. Newly drawn Congress maps gift Houston's Wesley Hunt new seat. Best of Houston 2021, Best Vietnamese. The next headlines are about world records making news. Australian swimmer Chloe McArdle to go for English Channel world record, swam. Potential world record coral grouper caught in Egypt, field and stream. Simple TikTok post inspires world record number of comments, Yahoo News. UCM is going for a world record at homecoming and you can help, casesradio.com. 23-year-old Zion Clark sets Guinness World Record for fastest 20 walk-on hands, Black Enterprise. Video, watch it or set open sights long-range world record with $99 rifle, field and stream. Syrian soccer player aims for world record, Lacrosse Tribune. Hot Wheels track with 10 loops breaks world record, UPI News. Giant tooth sculpture made from toothbrushes earns world record, UPI News. Pressure vessel used in Russian world record attempt, corporate, World Nuclear News. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Australia reports highest jump in COVID-19 cases of entire pandemic. Universal Studios will require proof of vaccination and masks starting next week. You can theoretically book the Scream House as an Airbnb this Halloween. Elon Musk longs for the days when Trump would invite him to the White House. The Nerds Watch, Best Sci-Fi, Fantasy, and Horror streaming in October. Electric scooter racing is here to melt and or scrape your face off. This massive new Robotech Blu-ray set is certainly massive. Amazon's Cute Little Nightmare. Timothée Chalamet's Wonka prequel just bagged a factory load of stars. A giant eagle named Kodiak is on the loose in Pittsburgh. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Jarrah in Kuwait at 110.84 degrees Fahrenheit or 43.8 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 105.34 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 76.3 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. PS4 consoles will still be playable long after PSN has died, thanks to this major update. Health workers get panic buttons as COVID deniers get violent. Scientists test medieval gunpowder recipes with 15th century cannon replica. YouTube bans vaccine nonsense, such as claims that vaccines alter genetic makeup. Hot Wheels Unleashed game review, the good, the bad, and the tiny. Phone companies must now block carriers that didn't meet FCC robocall deadline. Malaria seems to be evolving to hide from rapid tests. Google Maps tracks global warming with new fire layer, tree canopy tool. Epic Games Store, Discord, and Zoom all join Windows 11's more flexible App Store. Chromebook demand is plummeting as the pandemic eases. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Republicans brutally mocked after winning congressional softball game. Fox goes off the rails as Hannity rants about his martial arts prowess after ribbing from Laura Ingraham. There is no playbook to get Kyrsten Sinema to stop obstructing Biden's agenda, Lawrence O'Donnell. Virginia GOP shredded for classic and blatant anti-Semitism against Jewish Democratic incumbent. North Carolina man won't be indicted after running down Black Lives Matter protesters in his truck, report. It's all but certain the Capitol Riot Committee subpoenaed a senior advisor to sitting member of Congress, report. Senate Democrats avert shutdown as GOP agrees to bill to fund the government for now, report. Trump super PAC fires Corey Lewandowski over new sexual misconduct allegations. Instead of just getting vaccinated, anti-vaxxers are drinking iodine antiseptic. Texas is the tip of the spear for anti-Trump Republicans fighting back, ex-RNC chair. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Good fences make bad neighbors for wild animals. Why is Ag Secretary Vilsack so afraid of a plan to cut pesticides in meat? They went to Bible college to deepen their faith, then they were assaulted, and blamed for it. To get the infrastructure deal done, Dems need to trust each other. There's just one problem. Jon Stewart, after 6 years off air, launches a new show tomorrow on Apple TV+. A Montana tribe finalizes a historic $1.9 billion settlement. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. What to watch on Thursday, The Way Down on HBO Max, The Washington Post. UW Planetarium schedule over the moon during October news, University of Wyoming news. The best space documentaries to watch in 2021 space.com. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Dreaming of immortality? A study says there is no theoretical limit to human lifespan. Lifestyle Asia. Will humans ever be immortal? Livescience.com. Human lifespan. Scientists predict people will live to 130 within this century. Tadayuk News. Tadayuk News. Human lifespan. Scientists predict people will live to 130 within this century. Daily Mail. Billionaires now seek to unravel the mystery of anti-aging. Jeff Bezos, in the forefront, funds anti-aging biotech startup Altos Labs in 2021, Inventiva. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, September 30th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Effects of UFO sightings on national security. Boomerang-shaped UFO reported over Sydney, lights up social media video. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, September 30th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on in, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News i8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News i8. All rights reserved.